The following video is rated G, which is suitable for all viewers.
Windows 11. How much I love you so, and it released in October 2021. I love this operating system so much. Huh? Downgrading to Windows 10X? No. I love Windows 11, but Windows 10X is already a cancelled project and it's already replaced. How could this happen? Windows 10X was supposed to come out in 2020, however, Microsoft scrapped the project and it's replaced by the name Windows 11. Another one, downgrading to Windows Server 2019, fine. Windows Server 2019 came out in October 2, 2018 when I was 9. Downgrading to Windows Server 2016, really? Another one, Windows Server 2016 came out at the exact year and the same month, but in the day of 12th when I was 7. Wait. Downgrading to Windows 10? Oh my god. Yes, I remember this operating system. Windows 10 came out in July 29, 2015 when I was 6. At least this is better than Windows 11, but it's my opinion. I don't really care anyway. And yeah, I already know the unfortunate news that this operating system already ended its support last October, which is just sad to all people. Not again. Downgrading to Windows 8.1? Fine. Windows 8.1 came out in October 17, 2013 when I was 4. To be honest, this is possibly an overrated version of Microsoft Windows operating system. Correct me if I'm wrong. Downgrading to Windows 8? Interesting. I heard that OS before, like the YTP music videos of some Japanese music as a Windows remix. Well, I guess I should try it. Windows 8 came out in October 26, 2012 when I was 3. It's the same layout of the 8.1 version I've downgraded before, but this one is so old. Downgrading to Windows Server 2012? I didn't know Server has the version before 8. Windows Server 2012 came out at the exact year of September 4th when I was 3. Wait. Downgrading to Windows 7? OMG. This is nostalgia. This is so nostalgia. I remember using Windows 7 when I was 5, and it got released on October 22, 2009 when I was nearly 6 months old. Downgrading to Windows Server 2008? That's something. Windows Server 2008 came out in February 27, 2008. It looks similar to Windows 2000. But that's just a project, and besides, I'm not born in 2008. Downgrading to Windows Vista? Oh no. How could I forget about this operating system? Well, Windows Vista came out in January 30, 2007. I think I remember using this way back in 2013 when I was 4. Hold up a second. Downgrading to Windows Vista Beta? What the heck? That is a build 5112 version of Windows Longhorn. Windows Vista Beta, or simply known as the build 5112 version of Windows Longhorn, came out in July 27, 2005. Downgrading to Windows Longhorn? Wow, that's a test early version of Windows Vista. It came out in May 2001. It doesn't have a specific day for some reason, but possibly at the start of May, like May 1, 2001. Wait, what? Downgrading to Windows XP Professional X64 Edition? Wait, that is the name of the system that my dad uses it after I started using the computer for the first time when I was 2 in 2011. This is extremely nostalgia. Windows XP Professional X64 Edition came out on April 25, 2005. Downgrading to Windows XP Media Center Edition 2005. What? I've never heard about that OS before. Windows XP Media Center Edition 2005 came out in October 12, 2004. It looks similar to Windows XP, but with different changes like taskbar and etc. And not only that, it's also 5 years before my birth. Downgrading to Windows XP Media Center Edition 2003? Whatever. Windows XP Media Center Edition 2003 came out in the same month, but from the day 28 of 2003. Wait a minute, downgrading to Windows Server 2003? Well, I guess it's even more interesting than the Media Center editions of Windows XP. This background is so interesting. Windows Server 2003 came out in April 24, 2003, and it's also similar to Windows 2000, but that is also just a project. Wait, downgrading to Windows XP? Yes. Come on. Bring me the nostalgic operating systems that I've used before. I like this background. This is the main reason why it gave people nostalgia of this OS, and it came out in October 25, 2001. Downgrading to Windows Whistler? What the heck? That is the beta version of Windows XP. Windows Whistler came out in October 31, 2000. I guess it's even more interesting than Windows 2000, as what I'm seeing these details. What the? Downgrading to Windows Millennium Edition? Well, maybe I guess it sounds fine. Windows Millennium Edition came out in September 14, 2000. It looks similar to Windows 2000, but it's just so different. Like, so different. Wait, downgrading to Windows 2000? Well dang it, but fine. I guess I should try it. Windows 2000 came out at the exact year of the 17th day of February month. I don't really mind about the differences from it, as for my honest opinion. Wait, just hang on a second. Downgrading to Windows Neptune? That sounds like a bit of odd. Okay, from what I'm seeing, Windows Neptune is also similar to Windows 2000, and it got put on December 27, 1999 until Microsoft cancelled it. And not only that, it's also a decade before my life. Downgrading to Windows 98 Second Edition? What? This is not what I have in mind. Windows 98 Second Edition came out on June 10, 1999. Downgrading to Windows 98? No. This is slow. Windows 98 came out from the exact year of June 25th, and I meant 1998. Downgrading to Windows NT 5.0? What the heck? That is an early and beta version of Windows 2000, but I guess I should try it. Windows NT 5.0 came out in September 1997. It looks similar to the other Windows NT versions, but it looks interesting. Microsoft couldn't rename this in the first place, but that's just literally my opinion. Downgrading to Windows NT 4.0? Oh boy. Then I guess I'll test that version of Windows NT as well. Windows NT 4.0 came out in August 24, 1996. Hang on, downgrading to Windows 95? Holy crap. The first iconic and nostalgic operating system which is only for people who are born in this year, even though I'm not born in 90s. Well, at least I like this detail of this version. Windows 95 came out in the same day of the month, but from the exact year, and I meant 1995. What the? Downgrading to Windows NT 3.51? Really? Another one? Windows NT 3.51 came out on May 30th, 1995. Downgrading to Windows NT 3.5? Okay, it doesn't have the number 1 after 5 in the last word because it was the first edition. Windows NT 3.5 came out on September 21, 1994. To be honest, I think people have known about this OS before since they're also born in 90s. Downgrading to Windows NT 3.1? No. This is so slow. Windows NT 3.1 came out in July 27, 1993. Wait, downgrading to Windows for Workgroups 3.11? I remember when Jacob Harrington 2025 made a video where he downgraded to that version from his laptop getting downgraded on 2017, but I guess I'm now the person who can do that. It came out in April 6, 1992, which is also known to be the first Microsoft Windows version to have a error sound, also known as the chord sound. Downgrading to Windows 3.0a. Yeah, of course that is obviously an upgraded version of Windows 3.0. Well, Windows 3.0a came out in October 20th, 1991. Downgrading to Windows 3.0, fine. Windows 3.0 came out in May 22nd, 1990. Wait, downgrading to Windows 2.11? I never heard of that. Windows 2.11 came out in March 18th, 1989, nearly 20 years before my life. Hang on a second. Downgrading to Windows 2.1? What? It came out in May 27, 1988. Downgrading to Windows 2.0? Okay, seriously, just stop with this downgrading session already. Like bro, it's just way too much. It came out on December 9, 1987. Downgrading to Windows 1.04? Whatever. It came out in April 1987. Downgrading to Windows 1.03? I admit it. It came out in August 1986. Quite old. I can't believe that I've downgraded a lot. Downgrading to Windows 1.02? Yeah, I get it. This is getting serious. Windows 1.02 came out in May of 1986. Wait, downgrading to Windows 1.01? Dang it. But okay. This is literally getting right into the past. Wait a minute. Windows 1.01 came out in November 20th, 1985. What? Downgrading to Windows 1.0? Fine. Man, this is getting way too much. Wait, Windows 1.0 came out on the same release date of 1.01 version? Oh my freaking god. After so many 41 downgrades, that's how I have to get all through from this? What the heck is wrong with you, Microsoft? How could you ever do this to me? This made me waste a lot of time due to that. That's it, Microsoft. You better give my Windows 11 back right now or else I'll throw this PC into the trash can. Downgrading to MS-DOS 2.0? That sounds a bit odd. What the heck? It was a command-line computer similar to Windows Command Prompt, and it got released in March 1983, literally an era before Windows. Wait, what does it say? Downgrading to Microsoft Basic 1.0? I never heard of that. Ugh. All of the downgraders are getting annoying, but still, it came out in 1982. Downgrading to MS-DOS? Okay bro, I get it. MS-DOS came out in August 12, 1981, literally the first version of Microsoft's command-line computer. Downgrading to Xenix? Too many transistors. It came out in August 25, 1980, quite too old. Downgrading to MIT's Altair 8800? What? That came out in December 19, 1974. And that was Microsoft's first ever product, even also known to be the first microcomputer. Great, just great. After so many 46 downgrades, my Windows 11 is all fully downgraded to MIT's Altair 8800. I just don't even know how on earth am I going to use this. Like bro, I don't literally have much old computers and hardwares, only just things that are new to me, including from my family that give me these gifts ever since my childhood. I cannot believe that Microsoft did such a worst thing to happen in my life. I just don't even know what to do anymore. All I want is the instruction paper of this machine. But I think Microsoft would refuse it. I just don't deserve from everything I suffered.
Hey Pedro, is there something wrong here?
Norman, this is serious.
What do you mean?
I was using my Windows 11 all fine when I woke up at the morning, until suddenly, I got all 46 downgrading transistors. I was downgrading any versions that are old from Microsoft. I was downgrading to Windows 10X, Windows Server 2008, Windows Longhorn, Windows 98, Windows NT 4.0, Windows 95, Windows for Workgroups 3.11 and etc. And look at this final result. The final one I downgraded is the MIT's Altair 8800, which was the very first Microsoft product and also the first microcomputer. And I don't even know what to do anymore because Microsoft never wanted to give an instruction paper list for me. Like how am I supposed to use that microcomputer? I just don't know how am I going to bring Windows 11 back. Microsoft literally just ruined my life. So I guess I'll have to stay with MIT's Altair 8800 without my cool PC.
No way, Pedro. You can't just stay with the MIT's Altair 8800 forever after all of the downgrading transition you've been suffered.
What do you mean? Do you really think you'll be able to get my Windows 11 back?
Exactly. I'll just use my button to restore your data about your life with a computer after the downgrading transition that has happened to you. Just watch.
Ain't no way, bro. You actually managed to restore my PC and got my Windows 11 back.
See? I told you that it would work. In case if this happens again, you can install some apps that can make Windows 11 refuse to downgrade any of the oldest versions from Microsoft. So you can keep using Windows 11 from your life without dealing with those downgrading transistors. And just to remind you that this button I pressed made the chaos finally over.
Thank you very much, Norman, or simply known as G4PTV. You are a legend.
Oh hey bro, no problemo. Now if you excuse me, I'm going to eat some peanut butter sandwich for my breakfast.
Okay, Norman, see you around. Well, such a nice day, isn't it? It's good to be back on Windows 11 again, which means that I can finally use normally at peace, and I will make sure next time I'll install a feature that could prevent Windows 11 from downgrading any older versions made from Microsoft, as the legendary Norman told me. So, no more of this much downgrading transition, and it's for real this time. And do you know what this means?
Victory.